Verizon Digital Media Services' Smartplay technology does a lot of things, but one of the most important is enabling smarter advertising. We've been effectively delivering dynamic server-side ads for the past 5 years at scale for both live and VOD streams. The ability to have a one-to-one session plays a key role in delivering effective ads. Content owners are able to expand their monetization strategy to get the most value out of each available spot in their content. Whether it's an ad, promo, trailer, or more, it gives content owners multiple opportunities to message the end user. For starters, it all begins with ingest, and the fact that Uplink does not require content owners to manage different versions of content for playback. We can take a single asset, manipulate it to do many different things based on the content owner's business requirements. For instance, let's assume you're a broadcaster who's streaming your linear feed over the top. Your business rules require you to support the broadcast ads for 3 days after the broadcast playout, and then you are free to use dynamic ads after that. Content owners are able to ingest their live feed with our piece of software called the slicer and insert markers that we call boundaries into the content. These boundaries are really powerful and would enable content owners to instruct the content how to play back for each user by using URL parameters on the playback request. So, if I was required to play back the content with broadcast ads, all I need to do is put in the playback URL and append a query string that instructs the asset to leave the content after the boundary marker as it was broadcast. So now let's assume a few days have passed and I can insert dynamic ads to better target the user. I use the same playback URL and update the append to now replace the content after the boundary as a dynamic ad. Now, when the asset starts, I get targeted one-to-one dynamic ads where the broadcast ads once were. This time, I'll start playback with a pre-roll so you can see it a little better. Again, all I need to do is add a little information to the URL append, and now this user gets a unique session that starts with a dynamic pre-roll ad. It's just that easy. And now if I click this button, I can show you what that looks like in multiple playback sessions at the same time. See how each of one of the playback sessions each have different ads to start and dynamic ads filled in all those spots now? In this example, you can really see how Smartplay enables content owners to meet any business rules to each and every user. Uplink has out-of-the-box integrations with all major ad decision systems, from AOL O2 to Freewheel to Google's DFP. Once you set up your ad config in the Uplink system, each time a user hits play with params that signal the system to insert dynamic ads, our Smartplay session manager calls out to the ad decision system that is set up. When that call is made, Uplink will curl in all new ad inventory into the system by running the mezzanine file through a cloud slicer to guarantee that content and ad are always encoded in the same quality to ensure the best playback experience possible for each and every user. By handling ads this way, there's very little a content owner has to do to begin serving dynamic ads to each and every user. This enables a far superior playout experience for end users. With our Smartplay and ad stitching technology, customers have told us that they have found end users watching 50% longer and are experiencing a 30% reduction in rebuffering rates when compared to competing technologies. Not only does this mean the end user is getting a top-notch experience, the longer a user watches, the more ads we get to serve, thus making you, the content owner, more money. The answer is no. This fact cannot be overlooked. Over a quarter of US internet users employ an ad blocker, and this is set to reach almost a third by the end of this year. Ad blockers can be devastating to an OTT video service provider relying on ads for revenue. Because we're doing everything server-side in the cloud, this means that all the video player sees is the playback URL, and it has no way to differentiate what is content or what is an ad, because it all looks the same from its perspective. Content owners can now deliver dynamic server-side ads to every platform we support without any work being done on the client or engineering effort. It simply just works. This also removes the possibility of any of your ads getting blocked by these ad blockers because nothing happens on that client. Smarter advertising is available on every platform and for every type of content, whether it's VOD, live linear, or live events. With Uplink and Smartplay, you can be maximizing your monetization strategy today. A new episode of the Smarts will be arriving soon. So make sure you visit the site to learn more about Smartplay and how we can make your content experience, well, smarter of course.